Good morning, good Thursday morning to you. This is the VeeFriends Daily Comic Strip. I'll be drawing strip today and opening up some of these minis. We're going to do the first pencil topper for the day. These are the VeeFriends minis. If you're new to VeeFriends, check out VeeFriends.com. We got the new children's book coming out from Gary. If you're new to VeeFriends, it's over 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him on the internet as Gary V. But there's over 280 characters with different traits like Ambitious Angel here, Mojo Mouse, Macro Micro, and of course we got the trading card game, we've got the minis, and I am DJ Coffman. I am drawing the daily comic strip. So cheers. I'm glad that you are reading the strip and spending some time with me this morning. I've got my coffee here. I'm going to get into my work. But first, let's see what the mini of the day is. This is the pencil topper minis that come out in vending machines around the country. There's a map on the VeeFriends.com. I'm opening up season 1 to try to get a Flex and Fox because it's Flex and Fox week over on the daily comic strip. Alright, let's see what we got. And we got a Emerald Astronaut. We'll throw him on here, and then I'll open up a couple of these later on. We take these little mini breaks. So put the next one up there. Pop him on. Very colorful. Pretty awesome. Got to get my chats together. I wasn't able to get onto. Okay, let me see here. Let's try to get this going on Instagram as well. Let's see. Save info. Great. I'm going to try to get the stream up on Instagram real quick too. There we go. Let's get the stream up on Instagram real quick if you're patient with me here. We'll take a second. Just a couple seconds. Live video. Drawing comics. Public. Let's go. Just need my little stream key. Getting a little bit better. It's doing this live here. It's off for about a week. Gotta get my TikTok chat up. Hey, what's up? What's up, TikTok? All right. Let's see. Save. Try this one more time. Gotta add the channel every time that we'll get to drawing some comics. Got some fun ones today. Talk about some other cool stuff going on. VeeFriends. Of course, I think they're announcing the headliner today for VCon. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see if this works now. See if that goes or not. Instagram might not work this morning. That's okay. We'll make make it up. Get my chat set up here so I can see. All right, cool. We're going to be live on Instagram too. Great. Great that worked. Thanks for bearing with me a second here. Okay, got all my chats up. Good morning. 215 away from 10K. That's cool. Awesome. Okay. Great. So I've already opened up the mini for the new people. Actually, for the people joining over on Instagram, I'm going to open up another mini real quick. These are the pencil toppers. I'm on season 1 pencil toppers, trying to open up because we've got Flex and Fox week going on here. Today's comic, he's kind of doing some self-reflection in the mirror. That should be up soon if it's not already. Appreciate you liking that. Let's see what we've got a Emerald Intuitive Iguana. Alright, we'll set him up there. We're going to get the drawing. I'll check the chats as we go. I'll be live here till about 10 a.m. or so. PUBG is the best game ever, better than COD. I have no opinions on that, except that I've played PUBG and I like it. Morning Steve, morning AJ over on TikTok, morning Dan over on YouTube, and Poo-Pooville over on X. Alright, cool. Let's today I'm gonna bust right into doing some inking on this guy. This is actually a strip for next week. I'll be at the Kansas City Collecticon this weekend with the VeeFriends team. Corso will be there. I'll be drawing some stuff live, showing the comics, doing like little demonstrations, drawing at the booth. Make sure I got this going on here. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good Thursday morning. Hope you had a good Juneteenth. Did you have it off? I don't mean it to sound like bragging or anything when I say I don't take days off, but really, I hope you can find something that you enjoy doing, all the time. If I was sitting idly, I would just be thinking about comics. So, no offense to the normal people in my life, I guess you could say, the non-creative driven people. But I just find it really hard to shut off and relax like that. Relaxing to me is actually drawing, so if you know, you know. I was talking to a guy yesterday that totally gets it. He was like, I'm like, yeah, everybody else is off today, technically, so I don't want to bother anybody on their day off, and that's totally fine. I think it's good to take days off and refresh, but for me, I'm kind of, on this, thinking about this all the time, which I enjoy. So, like I said, it's not a burden to me. Now, other jobs I've had, really sucked, and I would totally avoid. As soon as the clock hit 5, I was out. But what do they say? If you find something you enjoy, you'll never work another day in your life, or something like that. Something like that. But yeah, I'm trying to pull ahead here on the comic a little bit. We're pretty much going day to day for a while. I'll be drawing tomorrow's strip today, which is fine, but we want to, got to create a buffer. That's what common comic strips do. Alright, so we picked him up. If you're new to VeeFriends, let me know in the chat. And if you're an old school VeeFriends fan, then let me know who your favorite VeeFriends is. Or what? Is. Oh, more coffee. More coffee is needed. Bernie, you're new to the VeeFriends. Let me just quickly tour anybody that's chilling out. I'll make this quick. It's not like a sales pitch or anything like that. It's VeeFriends.com. Has everything that you could want to know about VeeFriends. It's over 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. That's Gary V from the internet. You might know him. If not, look him up. Wonderful. Motivational. We got VCon coming up. But basically these characters all have these different traits. See, accountable ant here. Boss Bobcat. Legendary lemur. Rare robot. They all have different traits, and the idea is, you know, think of it like Sesame Street meets Pokemon, or a way to have fun and think about patience. Like we got Patient Panda here, you know, Patient Panda, Common Sense Cow. So it's not only a way to talk to your kids or whatever about these traits, but also yourself. We've got some toys and collectibles out there. We got the trading card game. One of my favorite things are these minis, these mini pencil toppers. They're all around the country in these vending machines. So we keep it pretty fun and accessible. There's the digital collectibles too. So every character here on the site, you can buy like a digital trading card, NFT, trade them and collect them. And got some apparel here. But yeah, VeeFriends.com is the source of everything. And over here in the top corner, we've got Comic Corner. So if you're interested in reading through some of these comics, clicking it. Okay. The entire archive of the comics is up here on the website. So feel free to spend some time with the comics and the characters. And I'm DJ Coffman. I'm the cartoonist here at VeeFriends, and this is what I do all day. So I'm happy to turn the camera on and share some of this with you. If you discover a VeeFriend that you dig, let me know. I'm always interested. We're developing this brand pretty much from scratch the last few years, so we're really just getting into some of the, here we've got, this is genuine giraffe. So in this concept, I've made him appear on someone's shoulder like the classic devil angel thing, but it's genuine giraffe instead. Let's kind of shock this guy. So I'm gonna ink this up right now. And if you have any questions about art or anything like that, if you're an artist watching, there's a lot of artists that stop and watch. That's my jam, you know, so I could talk about that all day long. But in these streams, what I do is I work and talk about life and stuff, like these topics. You know, this week it's Flex and Fox. So we've been doing a lot of talking about, you know, flexing and bragging and like, is it good or bad? Your self-confidence. Plus, you know, can it be too much? Too little? Sometimes it's good. You know, we don't want to just beat up on Flex and Fox. I'm going to ink up a panel of him too, I think, during this session. So we'll get back to that. Next week, you know, spoiler alert, genuine giraffe. Genuine giraffe here. What's it mean to be genuine? Could be kind of, genuine's kind of like a recipe of, you know, honesty and kindness and all the things. Some of these traits kind of blend together. I will be at Kansas City this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'm driving up. Keith, I'll meet you there. I'll be drawing at the booth all day. I think Saturday there's the specific time will probably be in the events. Let's take a look at that real quick. Gotta plug that. I'll be with my homie Chuck Norris from Super Mario. Yeah, so there's a lot of different cool guests. There's some voice actors and like Power Rangers and all kinds of fun stuff. And then they let me in there. So I'll be doing like a demonstration. We'll be doing some scribble challenge stuff, drawing at the table. I'll draw your VeeFriend for you. Keith, let me know ahead of time. Maybe I'll draw you something up. But I'll be there, hanging out all weekend with the crew. Corso will be there, May, Milan, and Todd, and who else? There's probably, maybe that's it for the crew of people, but yeah, I'm pretty much the talent for this one. I might try to do, depending on the crowd, depending on how, what the vibe is there, try to do a live creation of a comic strip there. Not the whole thing, but like at least writing it out. I've got like 45 minutes and kind of show like how we're making comics these days. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting some of the VeeFam, the VeeFriends community in person. I've already met people, at the wine party, and I actually met a lot of people last year at VCon. They didn't even know I was really there, but it was before I was working it officially. I met some of the spectacular holders. I was just kind of a ghost, drifting around, letting the universe take me wherever it's supposed to take me. So last year in May, I found myself at VCon randomly. Pretty randomly. I'd say 2023 was kind of my year of, like, I gotta change things up. I was stuck in a corporate job that I was happy enough with it, but there was things I wasn't happy with anymore. And I thought, you know what, I gotta make a change. And I made a change, and then that, part of that was like exploring things. So the opportunity to go to VCon last year popped up, and someone asked, what's VCon? VCon, I don't want this to be like a commercial for everything VeeFriends, but it's exciting to me, so I'm going to show you while I got you here. VCon is our convention pretty much, and this year it's in Los Angeles, and there's like they're doing the headliner today. I can't say who it is. They'll release the headliner, but there's all kinds of speakers. Of course, the speakers are great. We'll have Friends Fest outside, which is like a great activity. Activities happening outside around the convention center there. I think we're taking over like an entire city block, they said, which is insane. And I'm really looking forward to being out at VCon. You can get tickets and stuff at here, I'll show it one more time if you're interested. There's a process you have to do, but it's vcon.co is the website. And I'm sure if you just Googled VCon, you'd find your way there. So that's all you need. Someone asked, hey, what's up? Stop at Hammer Time. What's up? How's it going? Somebody asked what I'm using to draw. I'm using an iPad Pro, an Apple Pencil, and this program that I'm in is called Procreate. What I prefer. Love the drawing, thank you. Christopher Pollock, good morning, draw every day, that's right. I run the Draw or Die Drawing Club, drawing brand, to motivate other artist friends of mine and motivate myself too. We have a mantra, draw every day. That's kind of what you're told when you're starting, when you're like, I want to be a professional artist or cartoon. Pros will tell you like, well, you gotta draw every day, kid. But it's true, and it's also good for you to draw every day. I encourage people to learn drawing too. I'm not quite a teach you how to draw person, but I can encourage you to draw, and there's plenty of great teachers out there that will, really get into the nitty gritty. I can show you some things, but we might even do like a how to draw Flex and Fox thing this weekend. Gonna work that up, and it's pretty neat. Actually, let me show you something else real quick. Now that I'm talking about it, it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Let's go find it. We'll do Scribble Challenge at VCon. We're probably at VCon too. But we've got these sheets available, or these cards available that help me finish a comic. So you can actually ink it yourself, write in what the characters are saying, and then color them. And you can ink over Empathy Elephant here. So we'll have these available. Kind of just a little bit different than a coloring sheet. Just wanted to do something a little bit different at the show. Excited to try that out. Doing good. Craig, what's up? Over on X. Yeah, we're doing better. We got sick. We had the cold. But yeah, we're better now. For sure. We are better and not contagious or anything. We're not going to be spreading our junk around here. Actually left the house for like the first, I don't know, whatever. Went out to dinner last night. It was nice. Just get out of the house. Be out in the world again before I gotta travel this weekend to Kansas City. Someone else was telling me, wow, you seem like you like to travel now. And they remembered that I used to not like to travel. And I said, well, it's not that I didn't like to travel. I think it was just where you were going and what you were doing. So like if I was traveling for my old work, I was like, oh, I was basically traveling, even sometimes across the ocean, to sit in boardrooms all day and like, wow, I traveled all the way here just to sit in meetings all day and get nothing done. This is fantastic. But when you have a good destination or you're doing work that you care about, it's exciting to, I like to meet up with the VeeFriends crew in person. We did the VeeFriends Summit a couple weeks ago up in New York. We had a couple days together, like one full big day together, doing like from like 7 in the morning till like 11 at night, something like that. Talking about future plans for VeeFriends and working together, and in a lot of ways, even though this brand is a couple years old now, 2021, right? In a lot of ways, we're just really getting cooking with the Moonbug show coming out. These comics, IP development, that sounds so robotic. I know when people are like, ooh, the IP, it's like the intellectual property development. That sounds so rigid, but we're working on the stories and the depth of the characters, also, how do we see it as, how do we really make people fall in love with the characters? That's a tall order because there's a lot of different things out there. How do we be different than, is my language off this morning? How do we be different? What's going on, man? How can we be different than, like, say, you don't want to just be like, oh, let's be like Sesame Street, right? We can say that to kind of get, that's like the Hollywood pitching thing that everyone does. You go like, it's like Indiana Jones meets Star Wars, or it's like Indiana Jones meets Cops. You know, like, so when we say, that doesn't mean that you're trying to copy when we say we want to be Sesame Street meets Pokemon. It's just like, that's the vibe. It's kind of educational, but it's not like, here's how to do your ABCs, kids. It's like, here's how to deploy gratitude and being genuine, you know, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll be there drawing all day, so I'm gonna try and I'll try to bring some sketch cards. I'm gonna try to pack like my art kit up to bring with me, even though that's, you know, I'll draw special stuff for special people, so, you know. Yeah, I appreciate everybody, like, it's very nice that the people that follow the stream and know that I had a cold and I was sick. Like, it's nice to be missed. So it's good to. Thanks for caring. Appreciate it. But someone said, like, there was a day, like, I killed it last week with the Chill Chinchilla comics were like really good and solid, and I think May, one of the team members, told me, man, Sick DJ's built differently. And I'm like, well, you know, what else am I going to do? I had a cold. It was mostly annoying. Might as well use the time to, like, focus and, you know, really be in the zone, you know, as much as I could. Definitely got tired and would fall asleep occasionally, but I said, yeah, I don't really stop, you know. I can't, it limits me because I can't go as many places or do as many things. But in my case, it's like, well, what do I gotta do? Draw and write and, you know, focus on this. And I said something like, I don't really take days off. And she was like, you sound like Gary. I'm like, I could see that, you know. And the fella I was talking to yesterday, he's a very successful guy from comic book land, and we kind of just chopped it up a little bit back and forth, and we were like, we were on a meeting, and he's like, yeah, I don't really take days off, and I'm like, yeah, me either. I don't really feel like days are, I don't know. It's definitely work, you know. There's definitely times where I shut off and I'm like, okay, I don't want to think about, you know, it is a job, but I also feel like you need to have that fire, you know. I joked on Tuesday's stream about kind of my fear, my irrational fear right now is that I probably talk about these characters too much in my personal life. So if, like, you know, we're at the airport or something's not going right, I'm like, well, looks like we need to be a patient panda. Or what would Flex and Fox do? You know. And it's going to be funny when I'm like 80 and I'm just like yammering about these animals, and they'll be like, he's lost his GD mind. Oh, Craig's collecting the old Hero by Night comics I did. That's a good comic. That is a good comic. I'm not just saying that because I made it. It was one of those rare, we say, SX Holler? Scholar. Over on TikTok says, I wish I could do what you do. Well, if you mean draw, you could do it. You know, if you really wish it, then you could do it. Just like I was saying earlier, just pick up a pencil and start trying something. Do a little tutorial every day on YouTube, and it's fun. Like, drawing is fun. Forget about making a living with it or whatever, like trying to like make a career. Like, you learn how to draw this giraffe here, whip that out in a meeting or on a sandwich board or something, people will think you're a wizard. So also makes for great people with like boring jobs like I used to have. I used to like give this book to CEOs that I knew, and I was like, it's this book called Draw to Win, and it's a guy named Dan Rome who teaches how to draw like stick figures and stuff, like real simple drawings of like rocket ships and stuff like that, but it's really good. Do I have that book just sitting there? I usually keep it really nearby. Look at me getting distracted. Pop-up pitch, Dan Rome. But like, his drawings are real simple, but like, if you look, we're gonna get into it. I just want to find one where it's like just showing people how to like make their slides with like little graphics of like trophies and stuff, like learning how to make those. There's a couple better ones in here too. They're just like little iconic. Looking in the mirror, like, it's ways to visually express your ideas. And because really drawing and visuals are universal. They kind of they transcend language barriers. I once experienced that in Southern California. Like, I knew a little bit of no, that's a lie. I didn't know Spanish. I tried to learn. I'm not good with other languages. I can't. I tried to learn German. I tried to learn Spanish, and I just can't do it. Anyways, there was this old Mexican dude who really didn't speak English very well, and so I don't think he could read either very well. And I drew. we had a drawing thing back and forth where I drew like what I meant for him, and he was like, "Oh yeah." So we were like communicating with visuals. It was pretty neat. It was a really boring topic that we were talking about. It's a sprinkler system install for a city of Coachella. Shout out to Little Coachella. Not the concert. Not the big Coachella concert. We're talking the little town of Coachella, the gateway to Mexico. Worked there for a little while. Long time ago in another life. AJ watched Stutz over on Netflix. It's a really good documentary about therapy and psychology and how we think about things. Jonah Hill's in it. There's my fire alarm. Yeah, I'm reading the book The Tools right now because that's based on his tools that he says in the documentary. Just because it was such an interesting topic and things I already thought about. Like, right now we're talking about, I'm on the chapter, we're talking about shadow self. Like your shadow self that's inside, like your insecurities. Which really matches up with everything that I'm drawing here about Flex and Fox and things like that. So I've really been diving a lot deeper into those topics. It makes me a better person, I think, too. It makes me feel better, you know, because I'm already a pretty good person. It makes me feel better to meditate on those topics a bit. kind of figure out, like, how can we mold those into topics that we should talk about without being like preachy or, you know, anything like that. Another big one that I just read from an article was the generational divide at the workplace now is really strong. Like, young people only want to work with other young people for a lot of reasons. They feel like less than. And old people want to work with young people, I guess. Like, they're open to it, but there's like I guess it's like a mix of like ageism in the workplace and stuff like that. That's an interesting topic. We've actually already discussed it behind the scenes months ago about that specific topic. So it was interesting to see an article that was really getting some data and, you know, insights from like a survey they did, the American Psychological Institute. It's a pretty good one. They don't BS around. They get their facts and get to it. How long have I been drawing comics? 1,000 years. No, this is that question that I get that I need a shorter answer to. Professionally, I've been drawing for over 25 years now, since 1998, professionally. But the standard answer is I've been drawing my whole life. It just probably wasn't very good. Yeah. It was good enough for what I was doing at the time. Pardon me. See, I heard myself say that, and I'm like, well, that's not nice to say to yourself, that I wasn't good enough. Well, I mean, it's reality, though. An 8-year-old wasn't good enough. 16-year-old me, I thought I was good enough. Boy, I was pretty headstrong at 16. Thought I was going to roll into those. That was like the height of the 90s comic boom. I thought I was some hot shit. I was like, I'm going to get right out of high school and get right into this. And, you know, I look back at my artwork now and I'm like, ooh, boy, yikes. That's some rough. That's rough. You don't see it when you're in it. You know, you need to have life kind of knock you down a couple pegs and see if you got what it takes to stick with it. Because, like, I don't know, you know, like whatever Einstein said, keep doing the same thing over and over again without the same results. It's insanity. I had people tell me that before. They're like, I can't believe you're still trying to break into comics or whatever. And I was like, well, it's not crazy. It's not the Einstein thing, because every time I not fail, but every time I draw, I get better. So it's not the same results. I'm learning different feedback from people. That's the kind of thing that sets you apart, when you learn to think like that, instead of like, well, I've been rejected. I'm going to go hide away for the rest of my life and never draw again. I know guys and gals like that got rejected and just put it all away. Handmade by Haley said, any advice for a budding artist? My daughter is 8 and stuck on perfection and gets so frustrated. I'm going to say try Scribble Challenge. You know, look that up, but basically it's like, it makes them, you know, if I say, I'm going to do one right now, right? I'm just going to switch my lid over to this. I'm just going to draw a random scribble like that, and then I'm going to look at it, and you look at it, And we just look at it together and go like, what do you see here? And then draw out the first thing you see and tell them it's totally okay if it's wacky or weird. That's kind of what we do. So I see a nose here. I see a mouth. Maybe some teeth. So this is like a mouth now to me. Alright, and it doesn't have to be anatomically correct, so we're getting into like, you know, cartooning here. Right? And then I'm gonna, well, this is obviously his fat face here. And you just, he's got to have an eye here, so you could either just do that, or, you know, if you know how to draw a cartoon eye, you could. When you tell your kid, the magic thing to tell kids and adults, when they think that this is silly, you tell them that this is how characters like SpongeBob and some of the greatest character designs ever came from doing that exercise I just showed you. And it totally eliminates that need to be like, this nose has to be right and stuff like that. So that's my quick advice. Is that Toys R Us giraffe? Very similar to Toys R Us giraffe. Let's see, I got it over. This is genuine giraffe. He's a VeeFriend. Looks very similar to Jeffrey, but I mean, it's a giraffe. Also got the pencil topper here. Let's go ahead and switch him up. Oh, you know what? Now that we're taking a little break, I'm going to set his little pencil topper up there. Let's open this one up. We've been looking for Flex and Fox this week. Hope that was good advice, Haley. It's fun to do that. It's fun for adults to do it too. You gotta just do it. See what's in here. Alright, we got a bubblegum slaying slug. They smell like bubblegum, by the way. Alright, cool. Another cool idea I had, I might do, I don't know, with the imaginary time that I have. I started putting, I was throwing these capsules away, but now I started putting them together half and half like that. And I thought about drawing a little tiny mini portrait to go inside of it. Like that. And just like randomly carry these around on me. And give them to people that are VeeFriends, that know what's up with VeeFriends. So I might have some of these at VCon and whatever. Like a mini piece of art. We'll see. Let's go ahead and put giraffe on here. I'll do that with the imaginary time that I think that I have. All right. Let's get back to this. And boy, time really flies. Making good headway here, though. I should probably get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, I talk to a lot of artists, so at different ages with my drawing brand. And that perfection thing is definitely a killer. We have a drawing night, a live drawing night, the last Tuesday of every month, at least through October, here in Pittsburgh. And that's coming up next Tuesday, actually. When I get back from Kansas City, we'll do another drawing night. But all ages come out. And I'm, like the encourager in chief. So, like, if I see, like, a shy kid that's, like, doesn't really want to open their sketchbook, I'm like, hey, let's see what's in there. And I, like, encourage the hell out of them. I'm like, that's great. I like the way you did this. Like, I always try to point out something that they did that I liked, you know. It's not a lie. It's like, you gotta just realize the stage that they're at. And then just say something like pretty, you know, dad-like, and say something like, hey, you know what? Why don't you draw 100 hands? Draw that as a challenge. I thought of another one too. I'm always thinking of little challenges and little prompts for artists. We do the Daily Drawing Club. And I thought of one. It was a really good one about that anyone can do, even if you don't draw. Would be, all right, you ready? If you're feeling like junk, like if you're feeling sad or bummed out, what you do is you just get a little sheet of paper, like just say like this, whatever, scrap paper. Let's just do it on. I'll just do it on the iPad real quick. And draw 100 smiley faces. I'll show you. You just draw your circle. Anyone can draw a smiley face, right? Right. And then just bump up another face like this. And then just maybe try drawing some other circles like that are bigger and touching. I like when it starts to look like a piece of art, like maybe little different shapes like that. You just keep going, right? And then we'll just draw different smiley faces. We'll do 100 of them. Not right now, but like so you're feeling like junk. You do this. Get real quiet. And then it's impossible. I'm going to attest that it's impossible as you're drawing these 100 smiley faces and you're being quiet thinking about it. That's not a whole lot. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By the time you're done drawing 100 of these on one page, you're going to feel better. I don't know why it is. I think it's because your face, you like to see smiling faces. Has someone ever smiled at you and then you smiled back? That's what it is. That's what's up. I just kind of made that up. But I tried it a couple times. I'm usually really in a good mood, but I think if you try that exercise, it also looks cool when you're done with it. You'll have like this cool little piece of art, different size smiley faces. You'll see that like even your smiley faces will change up. You'll start to like make the eyes bigger, the smiles broader. Hey AJ, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you. That's cool. I missed that over on Instagram, sorry. Yep, it just jumped. Okay. We're live on TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, I see Sean Kennel just joined. Hey, what's up, man? Met you out at Vid Summit. Looking forward to Vid Summit. I think Gary was just with Live Video Now, right? For the Video Now conference. Probably getting it wrong. My brain space is drawing right now. Yeah, this is the daily VeeFriends comic strip. If you're new to VeeFriends, it's over 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him as Gary V. try to do as much live streaming as we can. I'll probably be doing some more as we work on these comics. Talk about life, and it's really fun to talk about. Just kind of like hone in on a topic like genuine giraffe. We'll take a look at today's comic strip real quick. Today's comic strip is Flex and Fox. He's kind of checking himself out in a mirror. You know, it's been going on this whole week. If you've read the comic, he's been basically called fake. So he doesn't know who he is under all this stuff. And so himself, he's saying, no, we're still deep down. You got to remember that you're the person that loves helping others. You just look way cooler doing it. So he's like psyching himself up. Like, I do? He's like, yeah. You're not trying to be anyone else. Stop worrying about what others think. And you're allowed to like the things that you like. So if other people tell you shouldn't be buying stuff, right? Or that's too materialistic. Like, if you like these shades and you're wearing it, it's your style, you're allowed to like that stuff, right? And then the joke at the end is like, by the way, that reminds me the credit card is maxed out again. Do you know anything about this? And then his mirror self is like peacing out. Because Flex and Fox isn't good with his money, you know? He doesn't want to admit that to himself. So this is Flex and Fox week. I'm actually drawing a comic right now for next week, which is Genuine Giraffe week. Got the Genuine Giraffe here. Yeah, we're live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X. Twitch I didn't do because it like blinks out. OBS sends a black screen to it for some reason after a while or something like that. I couldn't figure that out. But yeah, these streams are just pretty chill, you know. It's me basically working on the comic, talking about life and the topic of the week or the character of the week. It is nice that some of the regular people, you know, Steve and Megan, I'm surprised she hasn't popped on. She usually pops on around 10 as I'm getting off, but there's a lot of people that like will recall what I talked about on the stream just passively. I'm like, people are like, what's your weekend plans, DJ? And I'm like, well, you know, I gotta cut my grass before the city tells me that I'm gonna get fined or something. And then the next week people were like, did you get your grass cut? Like, they follow like what, which it's not weird. Like at first it's like, oh, I forgot I said that on the stream. I don't talk about everything in my life that's going on, but I'm cool to talk about, you know, things that, you know, like we're going to the Kansas City this weekend for Kansas City Collecticon, and talking about the actual process of what I'm doing here with the art. Usually I'll walk through and talk that through a little bit. So this one's ready to, almost ready to color, this one. That's great. And I keep saying it, we're probably going to get to it though. We're going to get to more regular live streams. Like, if I could just get a moment, you know, every morning or afternoon where the camera just comes on and you know, whatever I might be working on. It might be pencils. We're gonna jump around a little bit. I've turned the lettering off because what I really want you to do is go, read the comic on Instagram or the website, but comment over on Instagram if you'd like on the comics. I'm going to dive into inking up this first panel here. Fade this out. This lady's very excited about something. Make sure I'm on the right layer. So now we're back to the Flexin' Fox topic. Guess I should let's change up the mini. Sorry, Genuine Draft. Let's see if we can pull another. I have a couple capsules to open up. Got a couple more season 1s to do. A couple more. Let's open one real quick. Pacing these out a little bit. If you're new to VeeFriends, it's over 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You may know him from the internet as Gary V. He's got his first children's book coming out, Meet Me in the Middle. His first VeeFriends children's book, first Gary children's book. But over 280 characters with different positive traits. I'm looking for a Flexin' Fox here. I got a Decisive Duck bubblegum. This one doesn't really smell like bubblegum. Interesting. I thought they all smelled like bubblegum. Maybe the season. I don't know. Those ones don't. So I try to open 5 per stream, so we'll open this one last. But these are the minis. They come in different seasons. They're pencil toppers. Really great for kids, but also, adults. He's getting trashed. That's why I need to find he's looking like he's been through the ringer. He's been through he's like Avengers fought Thanos. Flexin' Fox. Right. So yeah, those are the minis. You can find them. There's a map around the country. You can actually become an entrepreneur too. Put them in bowling alleys and 50 cents. It's a good collectible. Some of them are rare. I enjoy them because they're pencil toppers and they're just fun. It's just fun, Don't forget that fun. When I first started working at VeeFriends, I didn't know much about them, the capsules and stuff and the minis, and my wife bought me a bag of them, and then she proceeded to open most of them on the couch. They were just fun to open. I'm like, hey, am I gonna actually open any of these? She's like, well, I just thought it'd be cool if you had them on your pencil. I'm like, that's a good idea, but I'd like to open some as well. They're fun to open. There's the collectability aspect of it for sure. There's some, if you go to eBay and look up VeeFriends and the sold items, it'll blow your mind. I don't like these fingers, but I'm gonna redo this hand. I don't like that. Those look like hot dog fingers. A little bit better. Okay. Yeah, so anyways. The collectability aspect is pretty interesting, and it's kind of, you're when you start collecting something, you're like, I gotta get all of the detailed versions. So I feel that too, and I'm like, I've got my little collection going. Mine are pretty beat up though, because I actually put them on the. I encourage you to put them on the pencil. But beyond the collectability and making money with VeeFriends, because you can make some money with VeeFriends, but beyond all that, it's just a nice to be able to discuss or think about for yourself or for others or with your other friends these topics. So if I have this on my pencil and I'm out drawing, someone might go like, what's that? And I go, oh, that's Flexin' Fox, he's a VeeFriend. 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. But what's flexing mean? Is it good or is it bad? What how Gary likes to frame it with the characters are these two sides. There's the at their best and at their worst. Like on their best day, Flexin' Fox is this, and on his worst day, he's that. And then like, what's the thing that brings them back to the middle? Because that's when the characters are at their best, when they're not too extreme, on either side. And that sounds like life, doesn't it? In everything, relationships, politics, business. There's so many people that are like, this is right or wrong, stop or go. And Gary's very much it can be and instead of but or no. It could be and. We can do both. Right? That's when the best things happen. Especially in I'm not talking like business or whatever, the world, all that. Even your personal relationships. Even something as simple for me, like if I break it down into comics, would be, I used to believe, my limited belief that I had a long time ago was I can only draw comic books like, X-Men, Spider-Man, or comic strips like Garfield. I couldn't draw in both styles. I could only pick one or the other. But I could draw both styles. I could draw both styles. I could draw on almost any style, that I could see. But I used to tell myself that I could only do one or the other. And it took a long time for me to break that spell that I had in my own brain. I'm like, it's impossible for me to do both. Now thinking back, I don't even know why I thought that. Of course, there's a focus for me on cartoon strips right now, but I could totally bust down and draw a character in a different style if I needed to right now. And I think that just came, how did that come to me was when I was a freelancer, I would get different requests at Comic-Cons and things like that, where people would be like, hey, can you draw Doctor Who doing this thing or whatever? Or I'd get a commission, hey, we need you to draw this giant billboard for this or I guess it was a hand sanitizing company, Whoosh. I did their CES convention booth, but they're like, we want it drawn in a family circus style with like the little map, little Billy running around. And as a commercial cartoonist, I was able to try to give people everything that they wanted in whatever style they wanted. But then I have my own style for my own cartoons, that you have to develop over time, I'd say. Yeah, you shouldn't limit yourself as much as you can. Question: what can I do with a decent amount of investment in India? I don't know. I would not ask a cartoonist investment advice. So I'm going to be like, I'd buy candy? I'm going to give you the most silly answers for like investment advice from an artist. I like candy. I like comic books. I'd buy art supplies to draw more stuff. If I was trying to make money. I'd buy Copic markers and Bristol board and get to work. Kind of candy? I think you mean candy. Gotta avoid candy. But I'm a peanut M&Ms guy. Like if I'm on the road, I'll be buying some peanut M&Ms. They're the perfect little, travel snack. Because you're gonna get a little bit of, protein, just a little bit, and a little sugar, a little boost of energy. And they melt in your mouth and not in your hand. It's not true though. They'll melt. They will melt. I'm going to Kansas City this weekend for the Collecticon for VeeFriends, and I told my wife, I was like, I'm not gonna go and buy travel snacks before I go this time because I'm gonna eat a whole bag of M&Ms and that's not great. I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna play it by ear. V-Dads, what's up? How's it going? I must sound wise or something. People are like asking me for advice on like other things, and I'm like, I could not give you investment advice, brother. Like, invest in yourself. There. Also, I think like, why invest would be is it because you want to have a comfortable life when you're older? You want to make money now, fast? Like, there's different types of investing, of course, but so I'm gonna be more specific, I guess. Like, probably don't take relationship advice from a musician or an artist. Relationship or financial advice, you probably don't want to ask an artist. But if you want to know where to get the best food or beer or fun, maybe. How to have fun? Okay. We might have some good suggestions. Victor, what's up? Same Victor? Were you on the stream with the Rad Rabbit? Victor? Is that you? I think your last name's different, maybe. That's the Victor that I remember. Yeah. Did you get that card finally? Curious. It went all the way across the world, huh? I know I owe some people some cards. I'll get to it, I promise. There's a little ledger I have of things. Bad at that. So I've stopped making super exciting promises on the stream here for people. I'll get to it, I promise, if I owe you something. Megan, I owe Steve. And it's worth the wait because I just thought of something super cooler that I used to do with sketch cards, and you're gonna really like it. My wife and I just thought about that yesterday. We're like, remember when you used to do this? And I'm like, oh yeah, those were neat. So I'm gonna do that. Made a Bart drawing yesterday. Might do SpongeBob next. Good. Yeah, so many artists come to me and ask about becoming an artist to make money, and I'm like, ooh, you gotta, the first number one thing I'd tell artists is forget that money stuff. Money's awesome for living, I guess, but I hope that you enjoy drawing and having fun, because I know so many artists, to be honest with you, that are great artists. Like, oh my gosh, they're so awesome. Their artwork and talent is so amazing, and they're completely miserable. They're like, oh, they hate their fans. They hate they hate the style that they're drawing in. It's like they got their wish. Like, they wish that they were a successful artist, and then they got it. I actually had a conversation with a guy that worked for Marvel for many years. I'm not going to say his name, but he told me, he's like, man, I made a lot of money, I made this and that, but I could never get the time back with my family that I missed because of the long hours and the strange deadlines and travel and things like that he was doing. And he was unhappy. He was just miserable, working on some of the top characters in the world. Fans love him, and behind the scenes he was just super unhappy, like quit it all unhappy. And he actually totally quit, went and got a different job. Amazing. You think that, like, because then you're like, if you're in comics and you're like trying to break in, you're like, I can't believe that guy had the dream gig. But it's all, I don't want to say he didn't love it from the first place, but like, man, he got in for the wrong reasons. It was just kind of the vibe. If money's your motivator, it's probably not going to be. More times than not, 80% of the time, I think it probably doesn't end well. You think it's a magical hopping in late. Who was this person? I can't say their name. I did say that they worked for Marvel, but yeah, the point was, and I've known and met some artists that you thought, wow, they made it, they achieved their goals. And then you talk to them behind the scenes over drinks or something, and they're like, oh my God, I hate this. And you feel like, oh, it sucks. Same with musicians too. I know musicians that got one-hit wonder musicians that I know that they got in the game, they got their record deal, they got all that, and they were like, this is bullshit. Like, this is not fun at all. And we're not making any money at all. Like, and now we gotta like tour all the time, and it just wasn't what they thought. So it's kind of like one of those be careful what you wish for sort of things. It can be a very solitary art, drawing, comics specifically can be a very solitary experience. For sure. Let's just grab Fox here. Just to get his color palette. Just to get his color palettes. Copy all. Does it affect me when I hear that about people that are not happy? Inspirations to many are not happy. Yeah, it's eye-opening. I don't feel like it made me disillusioned. When I worked in... gotta choose my words wisely. When I worked in the Hollywood realm, let's say, for a bit, that was a little disillusioning to me. Was just how fake that is. Not all of it. That's definitely not true. Like, it's not like this, you know. But a lot of it was very fake and not real, and bad people. Like, I experienced the wrong people, I think. I know a lot of good people in the entertainment world as well. Shout out to like Brian Lynch and Kevin Smith, and those guys are good dudes. Like, there's a lot of good dudes in the entertainment world that I know. But I met a lot of, you know, nefarious people that would want you to leave your family and leave it all behind. Chase a dream. I'll never forget. It was like a classic, like, the devil went down, like, crossroads sort of thing. Like, do you want to have, you know, you want to move to LA? And I'm like, I'm married, I have kids and a house. And like, oh, that's your first marriage. It just felt like I was hanging out with like the devil, who was like dealing these cards with me. Like, we know you got other ideas in there, kid, but in order to find the success, you got to move out here. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna chill. Pretty good with that. Yeah. You know what bums me out about art sometimes, like, or my inspirations, is I love the cartoonists that I loved and still admire, like, say, Todd McFarlane. He stopped drawing, you know, comics like the way that he used to, because he reached a level of success where he doesn't have to slave over, you know, the board all the time. Like, he doesn't have to be at the drawing board. I think he still fancies himself as saying that he's still, you know, drawing some things, but not like he used to. Not like the Amazing Spider-Man stuff that he was doing at Marvel when he was young and hungry, you know? When these guys aren't young and hungry anymore, they're like, well, I'm not going to kill myself over this stuff. And they didn't really want to do that part, you know? So I'm like, come on, man, get back to it. Like, I want to see a brand new Todd McFarlane jam where he's doing most of the art himself. You know, that's what excites me. Get back on the horse, Todd. Do it. He had so much energy. He's still wonderful. But that's always what bums me out. Like, I'll be sad the day that someone like Greg Capullo or someone does that. You know, Greg Capullo, I feel like he's one of my favorite comic book artists for a long time. And Batman, he's drawing Wolverine right now for Marvel. Spawn, he drew Spawn for a minute. Well, not a minute. Big, long piece of his career. VeeFriends is lucky to have me. Yeah, I'm lucky to have VeeFriends too. Just having that conversation yesterday with somebody outside of VeeFriends that was potentially may work with us on some stuff, and I told him, I was like, money is fine in that, and I'm glad that I get paid, but to find something I can do with my own, because with my own art or my skills, right? And I don't own VeeFriends, it doesn't belong to me, Every time I draw something, it belongs to VeeFriends. That's just how it is. So there's some art friends of mine that are like, does that bother you that you don't own anything and that you are putting all this time and blah 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 blah? And I'm like, I get what they're saying, but I'm also like, it feels good to me. The vibe of VeeFriends is that I can take what I know how to do best, cartooning and storytelling stuff, and it's with a project that I believe in, that I think it is probably going to change a lot of lives, and already has. I already know it has because I've talked to some people that like, hey, VeeFriends, changed my life, and I experienced that a little bit too, and the vibe is different. And so to be able to be a part of that and have the work, the time be invested in something that I feel like is going to change a lot of lives, that feels like purpose. Like I found a purpose. Like the work that I'm doing, it's going to make you laugh, think, cry, feel, and I have a lot of fun doing it too. So I get a lot of personal enjoyment out of it. And I get to know all these people now that are great people, Gary and Andy and May and Corso, the whole team. Great people. It is in its infancy. That's true. Also, it's just great to work with, genuine human beings. We all have different paths for sure. Like, some of us have more experience. Some of us have different stories to tell, different experiences. But that's life. That's how. That's what you need. It's what you need. Alright, cool. Flying through. I'm jumping around all over the place today with some of these strips because I'm trying to get ahead a little bit with some of the comics. We'll be out at Kansas City Collecticon. Where am I? There I am. We'll be at Kansas City Collecticon this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, all day. I'll be there with the crew. I'll be drawing live, doing some demonstrations, all kinds of stuff. Keith's got a J. Scott Campbell item out for delivery today. Can't wait to see it. J. Scott's awesome. Another good human being. If you're watching and you're not familiar with VeeFriends, it's over 280 characters created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You may know him as Gary V. Hope you order the new children's book, Meet Me in the Middle. It's the first VeeFriends book. It's Gary's first children's book. VCon is coming up August 9th through 11th. I think they're announcing the headliner today. I don't know what time, probably noonish, something like that, I think. I don't know the official time, to be honest with you. Got the minis, got the trading cards, and of course, I'm DJ Coffman. I'm drawing the comic strip for VeeFriends. It's a lot of fun. Next week is Genuine Draft Week, so I was drawing that earlier on the stream. Having my coffee, chatting with you guys for a minute, a couple hours. Joe said I'm building my brand too. Yeah, that's forever. Yeah. I try not to think about that too much, but got my side brand, you know, the draw or die thing. It's pretty much just to help other cartoonists stay encouraged, other artists stay encouraged. But personal brand wise, you know, I've been at it for a while, so I definitely don't like to flex on any of that stuff, because I definitely always very I consider myself kind of in the trenches. So this is probably the biggest profile job that I've had working with Gary. So I appreciate that. But we don't look at the cheers or the jeers too much. But I appreciate the people watching, liking the comics especially, and talking to the VeeFriends fans is really interesting. The V family, figuring out like what made you, mess this up. What made you find VeeFriends? A lot of, probably 90% of the time it's people knew Gary. Yeah, part of a project that will change lives. Yep. Chiming in with buddies, asking about ownership. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt, just ownership-wise, VeeFriends is VeeFriends. So, Gary owns VeeFriends. Maybe that's what you meant. I don't know. Whoops. What did I do? What did I do wrong? Oh, there we go. Reference layer. All right, we're getting it now. Little tiny piece open. Can you believe that? Happens sometimes. Yeah, I still keep thinking about the person asking me for investment advice. I'm like, man, don't ask a cartoonist for investment advice. Have you seen my office? I mean, I got a lot of stuff worth money in here, but I'll never sell it, so it's not a decent investment for me. Maybe when I'm dead and gone, someone could sell these Pearl Jam posters. Got some other cool stuff, but man, I'm like, I got too much stuff. Gotta dial it down a little bit. Less stuff and more experiences, I think, is a good mantra. Hey Keith, we'll see you soon. We'll see you in Kansas City, man. Come up and tell me I'm Keith. Because I won't know your face to, know your name. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call this a stream. And, oh, wait. Before I call it a stream, let's open up this last VeeFriends. And remind you that today is VCon Headliner Day. Sometime today, they're dropping the headliner for VCon Los Angeles. So tune in for that. Let's see what's in this guy. I've been looking for a Fox because it's Flex and Fox week. This weekend we'll be live at Collecticon Kansas City. Got the big booth there. I'll be doing a demonstration from the stage. Oh look, got a bubblegum Flex and Fox for Flex and Fox week. Sweet. Let's set him right there. You can watch me draw today. Little friend. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I will see you back here next week. I'll post the schedule. Maybe do some more streams next week when I'm back. And make sure you read today's comic strip over on Instagram. Like it, comment on it. Drop a comment in there. I'd like to see your comments and say like, hey, I watched your stream. I saw you on the stream today. Drop a comment in the Instagram. Let me know you were here. All right, cool, guys. We will see you soon. And I am out. Goodbye. Goodbye and good luck. All right. If I remember how to stop the stream, I'm going to do it from OBS. All right.